In this lecture, we will discuss the fundamentals of teratology, including what birth defects are, how often they occur, important teratology terms, and the factors that influence drug-induced birth defects. This session is especially useful for pharmacology, obstetrics, and pharmacoepidemiology understanding. What is teratology? Teratology deals with abnormalities that occur during fetal development. It focuses on identifying the causes, understanding how these abnormalities develop, and recognizing their characteristic patterns. Drugs are one of the important external causes studied under teratology. Congenital anomalies definition. Any structural or functional abnormality that is present at birth is known as a congenital anomaly. These terms are often used interchangeably in textbooks and clinical practice. Types of congenital anomalies. Congenital anomalies are broadly classified into 4 types based on their mechanism of origin. Understanding this classification helps in identifying whether a defect is genetic, environmental, or drug-induced. Incidence of birth defects. Although only 3% of babies show major anomalies at birth, many abnormalities become apparent later as the child grows. This highlights the importance of long-term follow-up. Minor versus major anomalies. Minor anomalies usually do not cause functional problems and are quite common. Major anomalies, however, are more frequent during early embryonic life, but many severely affected embryos do not survive. Natural selection during pregnancy. Nature eliminates many severe abnormalities very early in pregnancy. This explains why the incidence of anomalies is much higher in embryos than in live-born babies. Malformation definition. Malformations arise due to an intrinsic problem during organ formation. Drugs taken during early pregnancy can interfere with morphogenesis, leading to malformations. Disruption definition. In disruption, the organ initially develops normally but is later damaged by an external factor. The stage of development is more important than the nature of the agent. Deformation definition. Deformations occur when a normally developed structure is distorted, often due to space constraints in the uterus or reduced amniotic fluid. Dysplasia and syndrome. Dysplasia affects tissue organization, while a syndrome refers to a group of anomalies that occur together due to a single cause, such as a genetic mutation or drug exposure. Factors influencing teratogenicity. Not all drugs cause birth defects. The teratogenic effect depends on multiple factors related to the drug and the stage of pregnancy. Additional factors influencing teratogenicity. Apart from dose and timing, several additional factors influence whether a teratogen will cause birth defects. Exposure to multiple drugs, maternal diseases, and genetic differences between individuals play a significant role in determining risk. Principal mechanisms of teratogenesis. Teratogens interfere with normal developmental processes at the cellular level. These mechanisms explain how drugs and chemicals produce specific structural and functional defects. Altered cell growth and cell death. Proper organ development depends on balanced cell growth and cell death. teratogens can disturb this balance, leading to incomplete or absent structures. Cell migration and tissue interaction. Many organs develop when cells migrate to specific locations. Interference with this migration or communication between tissues can result in complex congenital anomalies. Mutagenesis introduction. Unlike teratogenesis, which affects developing tissues, mutagenesis causes changes at the genetic level that may be transmitted to future generations. Principal mechanisms of mutagenesis. Mutagens may alter a single gene or cause large-scale chromosomal abnormalities. Both mechanisms can lead to congenital disorders. Timing and gender in mutagenesis. Genetic mutations can arise in germ cells before conception or in early embryonic life. Both parents can contribute to inherited abnormalities. Genetic causes of congenital anomalies. A large proportion of genetically abnormal embryos do not survive, explaining the high rate of early pregnancy loss. Numerical chromosomal abnormalities. Numerical abnormalities involve extra or missing chromosomes and are among the most common genetic causes of congenital disorders. Structural chromosomal abnormalities. Structural abnormalities result from chromosome breakage and faulty rejoining, leading to loss or rearrangement of genetic material. Single-gene mutations. Single-gene mutations can produce well-defined clinical syndromes and may be inherited or occur spontaneously. Environmental causes of birth defects. Environmental teratogens act from outside the body and interfere with fetal development during pregnancy. Drug-induced teratogens. Several commonly used drugs are known teratogens. Their use during pregnancy must be carefully evaluated against potential benefits. Chemical teratogens. Exposure to environmental chemicals and alcohol can severely affect fetal development, often causing long-term neurological damage. Environmental and maternal teratogens. Apart from drugs and chemicals, several infections, radiation exposure, and maternal diseases act as strong teratogens. These factors can interfere with normal fetal development, especially when exposure occurs during early pregnancy. Basic principles of teratogenesis. Teratogenesis follows predictable biological principles. The risk of abnormality depends on when exposure occurs, how much exposure occurs, and the genetic susceptibility of both mother and fetus. Concept of a teratogen. No chemical is absolutely safe or unsafe. Teratogenicity depends on how much of the agent reaches the developing embryo and for how long. Testing for teratogenicity overview. Before drugs are approved for clinical use, they undergo extensive testing to assess their potential to cause birth defects. Animal testing protocols. Testing involves exposing pregnant animals to different doses during critical developmental periods to detect dose-dependent effects. Dose selection in testing. The highest dose is selected to produce mild maternal toxicity, ensuring the test can detect potential teratogenic effects. Human data and epidemiology. Animal studies are supported by human epidemiological data, which provide real-world evidence of teratogenic risk. Drug use during pregnancy. Drug exposure during pregnancy is common. Therefore, medications should be prescribed only when benefits clearly outweigh potential risks. Social drugs and prevention. Social drugs are often overlooked but are major preventable causes of birth defects. Avoidance remains the most effective preventive approach. Pregnancy risk categories overview. To guide safe drug use during pregnancy, regulatory authorities introduced pregnancy risk categories. The US FDA classified drugs into 5 categories: A, B, C, D, and X, based on available evidence of fetal risk. These categories help clinicians balance benefits and risks while prescribing medicines to pregnant women. FDA Pregnancy Category A. Category A drugs are considered the safest in pregnancy. Well-controlled human studies have shown no evidence of risk to the fetus in any trimester. These drugs can be used confidently when clinically required. FDA Pregnancy Category B. Category B drugs are generally considered safe. Either animal studies are reassuring with no human data available, or animal studies show risk that is not confirmed in human studies. When needed, these drugs are usually preferred over higher-risk categories. FDA Pregnancy Category C. Category C drugs carry uncertain risk. Animal studies have shown adverse effects on the fetus, and there is insufficient human data. These drugs should be used only when the potential benefit justifies the possible risk to the fetus. FDA Pregnancy Category D. Category D drugs are known to cause fetal harm in humans. However, in certain serious or life-threatening conditions, such as severe epilepsy or cancer, the benefit to the mother may outweigh the risk to the fetus, making their use acceptable under strict supervision. FDA Pregnancy Category X. Category X drugs are absolutely contraindicated in pregnancy. Studies have clearly shown fetal abnormalities, and there is no situation where the benefit justifies the risk. These drugs should never be used in women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. Assessment of drug-induced reproductive toxicity. In continuation of the basic principles of teratogenesis and pregnancy risk categories discussed earlier, we now move to the practical process used to assess whether a drug truly causes reproductive, embryotoxic, or fetotoxic effects. This section explains how safety signals are detected, confirmed, and communicated. Detection of safety signal. The assessment process usually begins with the detection of a safety signal. This occurs when there is a sudden and unexpected increase in a specific congenital malformation beyond its normal background frequency. Such patterns are often identified by clinicians or birth defect surveillance systems. Linking malformation to drug exposure. Once a signal is detected, investigators look for a link between drug exposure and the malformation. The exposure must precede the defect, and similar patterns should be observed repeatedly. A consistent association strengthens suspicion of drug involvement. Importance of critical period. For causation to be biologically plausible, Drug exposure must occur during the critical period of fetal development. Structural malformations most commonly arise during organogenesis, when organs are forming. Each organ has its own sensitive window. Placental transfer and mechanism. The suspected drug must be capable of crossing the placenta and reaching the embryo or fetus in adequate concentrations. Additionally, there should be a known or scientifically plausible mechanism explaining how the drug disrupts normal development. Excluding confounding factors. It is essential to exclude confounding factors. The observed malformation should be caused by the drug itself and not by the maternal disease for which the drug was prescribed or by genetic or environmental influences. Confirmation of findings. To confirm teratogenicity, findings must be reproduced in independent studies. Experimental animal studies often support epidemiological observations and help clarify dose-response relationships and mechanisms. Surveillance and monitoring systems. Surveillance systems continuously monitor congenital anomalies at the population level. Their primary role is early detection of teratogenic risks so that preventive regulatory and clinical actions can be taken promptly. Key international monitoring programs. These international programs systematically collect, analyze, and share data on congenital abnormalities. They play a critical role in identifying emerging drug-related risks and supporting global drug safety decisions. Teratology Information Services. Teratology Information Services provide evidence-based risk assessments for drug and chemical exposures during pregnancy and lactation. Unlike general classifications, their guidance is individualized for each patient. Information considered by TIS. TIS assessments consider multiple factors including dose, timing, gestational age, maternal health, previous pregnancies, family history, and the pharmacological and toxicological properties of the agent involved. TIS inquiries based on timing of exposure. Before pregnancy, TIS helps couples assess whether ongoing exposure to drugs or chemicals may affect fertility or pose risks to future pregnancies, and whether such exposure should be modified or stopped. During pregnancy. During pregnancy, TIS addresses accidental exposures, evaluates fetal risk, advises on prenatal diagnostic procedures, and assists in therapeutic decision-making when drug treatment is necessary. Special clinical scenarios. This also includes complex scenarios such as overdose, substance abuse, workplace chemical exposure, infections, radiation, environmental pollution, and even paternal drug exposure that may affect sperm and fetal outcomes. After pregnancy, evaluation focuses on neonatal health and drug exposure through breastfeeding. Decisions are guided by the relative infant dose, drug safety profile, and availability of safer alternatives. Thank you for your time and attention. In this lecture, we discussed the principles of teratology, factors influencing teratogenicity, mechanisms of drug-induced developmental toxicity, pregnancy risk assessment, surveillance systems, and the critical role of teratology information services in clinical decision-making. Understanding these concepts is essential for ensuring the safe and rational use of medicines during pregnancy and lactation, where both maternal benefit and fetal safety must be carefully balanced. I hope this session helped you connect theoretical knowledge with real-world clinical scenarios and improved your confidence in evaluating drug safety during pregnancy. If you found this lecture useful, please like, share, and subscribe for more pharmacy and medical education content. Thank you once again, and all the best for your learning and professional journey.